Welcome, everyone. My name is Bill from CruiseHabit.com, and this is the Cruise Week News Update. Week ending in December 17th, 2016. It is Saturday, and we come to you every week on Periscope, on YouTube, and other places all over the interwho. So make sure you check out CruiseHabit.com for articles, for giveaways. We'll talk about those a little bit, all sorts of good stuff. Know that we are looking to, this is kind of a new thing. If you're watching this on YouTube or if you're watching this live on Periscope, kind of a new thing. This is only our second attempt, so bear with any bugs. But if you're watching this on the replay, you're watching this on YouTube, know that I'm going to be answering a couple questions potentially throughout this quick update of this week's cruise news. And if you'd like to be here to ask questions of me, first of all, you can ask anytime. Reach out on social media. You can find us on Twitter, Periscope, Facebook, Instagram, all of the things, maybe even Pinterest one day. Who knows? We're getting crazy. But of course, you can do so live by joining us on Periscope when we do these recordings. We come to you live on Periscope, not just for this, but from ports, during sailaways, from ships at sea, etc. So we'll kick it right off with this week's news. First of all, Florida has been declared Zika-free by the governor here. It's been over 45 days since the last locally transmitted Zika infection was confirmed in Florida. We had a couple regions that had infections, mostly in the southern part of the state, in Dade County, not too far from the port actually. But now that it's been over 45 days, some of the concerns are lessened, though the CDC does urge people to continue taking precautions, because obviously that's just about locally transmitted infections. Doesn't mean that something can't change, either because somebody travels here after being in a region that still has outbreaks, or new local infections happen. So good news on the tourism front. Little less than worry, but again, still take precautions. Use that mosquito spray, and just try and cover up as best you can. I know it's real easy when it's 80 degrees out. Next up, Celebrity Eclipse. For the first time, Celebrity will be putting a Solstice class ship out in South America for several sailings. Destinations include Buenos Aires, Rio de Janeiro, and they'll also be doing an Antarctica visit. So pretty cool. I'm excited about this. I was looking at other South American sailings when both Royal Caribbean and Pullmantur were doing some more of them, but the economy's changed a little bit and they pulled out. So excited to see not only that Celebrity will be there, but with multiple sailings and on a Solstice class ship on the Eclipse. So that is pretty cool. Any talk of Peru? Sarah Nicole asks, I don't have the full itineraries in front of me, but I'm not aware of anything to Peru at this time. I know they're looking at 14 nights between Chile and Argentina, round trip sailings from Argentina to Antarctica. I believe 2 of those sailings. 10 nights to Brazil from Buenos Aires, 11-night signature event sailing, so just a specialty one there, with a double overnight stay in Rio to experience Carnival. So that, I'm sure, will fill quickly if it hasn't already. Guests can also embark on unique excursions where they get to go with celebrity chefs, like celebrity cruise line chefs and such. So looking forward to that. Pretty cool. Not sure what everyone else's thoughts are. If you're interested in one of these South American itineraries, again, it was kind of blown up. There were a lot of cruise lines that were positioning ships, not necessarily but where they were doing routine South American itineraries. But with the economic changes, we saw that fade away a little bit. Hoping to see more of these. This is certainly would appear to be a good sign on that front. Next up, Norwegian Cruise Line Holdings, so the parent company of NCL, Norwegian Cruise Line that is, as well as Oceania and Regent, has signed on their first female board member, Stella David. She is the former CEO of William Grant Sons Ltd. They're a beverage company. They distribute and make a number of different types of whiskey. So that's pretty cool to have a woman on the board for the first time over at NCL. Glad they found somebody qualified and can add a little bit to the diversity of their board, get some additional input. Frank Del Rio, CEO of Norwegian Cruise Holdings, says Stella's strategic insights and marketing savvy will further position the company for sustained growth and will support our operations in today's dynamic international business environment. So looking forward to seeing what comes. We know NCL experiencing a lot of change, as is much of the industry. But NCL, their recent acquisition of Prestige Cruise Holdings, which includes Oceanian region, really opened up their the parts of the market that they cover, and their new ships have been real game changers. You can check out CruiseHabit.com. We did several reviews of different parts of the Norwegian Escape when we were on just for the day as guests of Norwegian a couple weeks ago. Really enjoyed that experience. Look forward to doing it again. Hope that works out. Next story, Carnival Cruise Line. You can read about this also over on CruiseHabit.com. They're trying out a new policy on just 2 vessels where, one, they adjusted dining times slightly, but that's not the big deal here. The big story is that if you arrive more than 30 minutes late to dinner on these 2 ships on which they're trying this out, I apologize, I should have the 2 ships in front of me. You can find that at CruiseHabit.com. If you arrive more than 30 minutes late on those 2 ships to dinner, they're going to send you away. They're going to send you to the buffet. Personally, I don't see that as any sort of punishment. I've especially recently come to really enjoy buffet areas on ships at night. On most cruise lines, they offer far more options and better options than they do for breakfast and lunch. So not all bad, but really the story here is the idea that a cruise line's turning someone away from dinner, from their, I would say their assigned seating, but really they're late. And this is just honestly, we hear things like, oh, this change was made to enhance guest experience, just as a blanket answer. This really does, I believe, will enhance guest experience and help the crew out a lot, because when somebody shows up late to dinner, it's a cascading effect. It delays table mates that they may know or may not know, and they might not be happy about that. But in addition, it makes it so that all of the courses are delayed, and the subsequent seating, if we're talking first seating, is delayed. It pushes everything back, and when you're trying to serve thousands of people meals, that's multi-course meals, that's tricky to keep the food hot, everything fresh, keep everyone happy, keep times reasonable. So far I've heard nothing but positive feedback over on Reddit and on Twitter, our Twitter feed over at Cruise Habit, and in comments on cruisehabit.com. I'd love to hear your feedback though. Send us a tweet at Cruise Habit or comment over on the article. Just head over to cruisehabit.com, scroll back a bit. It was just earlier in the week. Curious as to how it'll be enforced, Michael Poole says. That is a great question. It's certainly going to take some tact, I'll tell you that. I suspect that there will be some people who will simply understand, hey, that's the way it is. I also know that I've talked to some people who, and they admit that it's not good. They routinely show up late to dinner. And even if they know that's not right, there's going to be an expectation that's different there. Now, again, this is only on 2 ships right now, but Carnival has said if it works out on these 2 ships, they're going to expand it to the rest of the fleet. And frankly, I'd be really surprised if it didn't go out to the rest of the fleet. It's just just one of these things that overall it works for crew, it works for passengers. It only negatively impacts the small number, the small percentage of people that really were showing up that late. I apologize, missed who it was, but over on Periscope in the live broadcast right now. Again, if you want to comment live and you're watching this recorded, check us out on Periscope, periscope.tv/CruiseHabit. You can find information on cruisehabit.com. But one of the questions that just came across, or one of the comments was, hey, in a land-based restaurant, you show up late for your reservation, they tell you, sorry, take a hike. And that's very true. At least in this case, they're referring you out to the buffet. They're referring you to a great option. And, if there's availability, you can, of course, go to specialty restaurants. I don't see why that would be a problem if there's availability. So it's not as if they're sending you away without dinner. They're sending you to, in my opinion, a pretty good option. So we'll see if that hits the rest of the fleet and what the customer feedback is on that. And then, we talked about Norwegian a little bit earlier with their new board member, and they announced their new itineraries coming up. So that's, sorry, as I scroll my notes here. So along with those new itineraries, or their 2018, 2019, not that there was anything surprising, I should say. They'd made, some of their announcements about Cuba 2 weeks ago, and you can find more on that at cruisehabit.com. But in addition to just hey, what are your itineraries for 2018, 2019? There was kind of a surprise in there. I think it was a surprise to me. And that is that they're going to be moving the Escape for at least part of the year to New York City. It'll be the first time that they've repositioned the Escape since she was christened in 2015. She'll be sailing from New York to Bermuda on 7-night cruises every Sunday. That way, guests in the Northeast can enjoy the first brew pub at sea. I talked about that. That's a fantastic venue. I've got a write up on that at CruiseHabit.com. It's neat. It's innovative. It's attractive, and these Bermuda sailings have been reasonably popular with most cruise lines. And sailing out of New York, it just makes it quick, easy. You get some overnights in Bermuda. Terminal in New York or New Jersey. I believe NCL has been sailing out of New York and not out of Bayonne. But you know what? I'd have to check for these individual sailings. But we can give you an update on that on Twitter. So pretty cool. Lots of great things to offer on the Escape, and now those out of the Northeast will have even easier access. And and Mikey 806 and Periscope is sailing out of Manhattan. Like I said, that's where NCL has been sailing out of, so that makes sense. So more people now have access and to some different itineraries into the Bahamas. Those are the big stories I've got for this week. Tomorrow, reminder, I will be out tomorrow, that's December 18th. I will be out at Port Everglades, as I am most weekends. I'm either there or at Port of Miami, or occasionally ships at sea. Make sure you follow me at CruiseHabit on Periscope and on Twitter. If you're watching live and you don't already follow me, click the little 3 dots in the lower right-hand corner of your screen and click follow so that you can be alerted when I go live, either from ships or from the port when we do sailaways, and for these weekly broadcasts. Looking forward to getting out there tomorrow. There are quite a few ships, actually. It's looking like the Allure, the Freedom, Carnival Conquest, the Celebrity Silhouette, Coral Princess, Regal Princess, New Amsterdam, and Princendam. Cam and She says, watching my scope tomorrow will be a great way to spend your birthday. Happy birthday. Happy birthday. I hope that my broadcast is not the highlight, quite frankly. I'm looking forward to being out there, hopefully going to have some nice weather and enjoy the sail away, answer your questions here on Periscope during that sail away. And maybe I'll have an announcement tomorrow about an upcoming cruise that I will be sharing with everyone in real time, just as we did on Independence of the Seas a couple weeks ago, Freedom before that, and a number of times. If you haven't checked out Rick Ross's, our friend Rick Ross at CruiseHabit Rick at CruiseHabit RIC, if you haven't checked out his live blog, he was on Celebrity Reflection 2 weeks ago. He has some great write-ups, and there's 7 more. 5, 7, something like that. More write-ups on individual venues and things like that on the Celebrity Reflection. Big Dog Ron, thank you very much. He just keeps saying nice things about me. I don't know what he wants out of me, but whatever it is, he's going to get it. I'll tell you that much. So thank you guys for watching. I really do appreciate it. Make sure you check us out again on social media. Let's see, do I point the right direction this time on the camera? Yes, I do. Miss my hand still. Periscope, Twitter, Facebook, also on Instagram. We are CruiseHabit on all things. Check out CruiseHabit.com for news, live sailaways, my opinions on all sorts of things, including some of the topics that we've covered tonight. Giveaways. I didn't mention giveaways. Any moment now, I need to share. I think maybe it's another hour. I got to check the clock. But the winner of the Celebrity Swag giveaway that we had this past week. Looking forward to seeing who wins that. We've got, I believe it was a tumbler, a bag, and a visor, a really nice quality visor. But there's more giveaways to come from both celebrity stuff and other stuff. We've had other winners for Carnival, or for Cunard vintage luggage tags, and we've got more coming up. We'll announce those tomorrow while we are out at Port Everglades, scoping sailaways, answering your questions, and talking ship. So thank you once again. Check us out tomorrow. Look forward to talking to you all then. Follow us at CruiseHabit. Check out CruiseHabit.com. And be sure to check out RoyalCaribbeanBlog.com, RCPeriscopers.live, TouringPlans.com, other great sites. If you go to CruiseHabit.com, click on Friends of CruiseHabit up at the top. You can find all those. Thank you so much, guys. Have a magical evening, and we will talk to you real soon.